Today, I will show you how to create high-frequency forecasts using Indicio. And this is something a lot of our clients have been requesting. So they want to do daily, weekly forecasting using Indicio's AI, machine learning, and very advanced econometric models. And now this is something you can do. So we've added as a new feature in Indicio, the option to use daily and weekly periodicity to use in your forecast. As you can see on my screen, I'm forecasting the dollar index here. I'm looking 25 days into the future. And I also added the confidence bands for 50, 75, and 95%. So let's jump to Indicio to have a look at how I built this model. This is a document. Obviously, I've added the DXY as the main variable, but I've also added a bunch of indicator variables, which I think could be useful to predict the DXY. And by running the indicator analysis in Indicio, Indicio tells me which are the most influential variables, so which improve the accuracy of the forecast. So these will have been activated by Indicio. And then also you will see variables which has a negative influence, but these will be deactivated, so these will not be used in the forecast. In this video, I'll focus mainly on the univariate processes. So what I'm doing is I'm training the model since 2020, then I'm testing it, and then I'm forecasting it 25 days ahead. And this is something I've set here in the settings. I've also activated the use of expanding window because I think this could improve the accuracy in the out of sample range. So let's go to the univariate tab to have a look at the models Indicio selected. And in this case, I'm using the top 4 models. And these 4 models Indicio selected by looking at the root mean squared error as the model accuracy. You have the option to change this to any other selection you can see here. In this case, I see that the STL and the TBAP models are the best ones to predict the DXY. And I think this could have something to do with the data being very volatile, and maybe there's some seasonality or trend in the data. And things like STL will decompose the data into seasonalities and trends. And also TBAP is very good at handling multiple seasonal patterns in the data. So what I want to do now is I want to use all these models but weigh them according to their accuracy and then get a final forecast. So if you go to the summary tab, you will see the final weighted forecast using these 4 models for the DXY. So if I scroll down, I will see that these 4 models are active. Of course, you can select all the models if you like. You could also use these multivariate models to predict the main variable. But using these 4 models now, I'm quite curious to see how good this model is or was at predicting the past values of the DXY. So I can go to this tab up here and I can look at past forecasts. So every colored line here now is forecasting at that point in time the DXY 25 days into the future. And you want these colored lines to follow the white line because the white line is the actual line. So the closer these lines or the colored lines are to the white line, the more accurate this model was at predicting the dollar index. I'm looking all steps ahead, which is 25 days ahead for the colored lines. I can also tell Indicio to look maybe just 1 day ahead and see how accurate this model was at predicting the DXY. I can go all the way up until 25 days. Let's select 5 days, and I can see how the accuracy changes. I can also run multivariate models. I didn't include them in this weighted summary, but if I include them here, you can see that Indicio will build the same type of chart up here using all these multivariate models. And if I scroll all the way down, I can see which is the most accurate model. So in this case, we have in sample things like neural networks and long short-term memory, so the machine learning models. And then out of sample, we have things like the HVAR being the most accurate ones. If I go back to the weighted summary and I want to export this to Macrobond, it's quite easy to do because you just click on the button above here and then you select export to Macrobond. So with just one click, this will be exported, or all these data series will be exported to Macrobond. You will see them here in the data tree, and then you can select them and you can add them to your document, and then you can plot the chart just the way as I did here. We're very excited to have this feature of doing this high frequency forecast. And if you want to see more, or if you have any questions, please just let us know. Thank you so much for listening.